Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. Good to see you. My name is Ben Moseby. Thanks for being here with us. We are slap bang in the middle of the week, aren't we? It's Wednesday already and we have a stellar lineup of shows for you. Craft Along coming a little bit later on tonight, live at 5, which we'll speak more about later. If you want to find out more details about that, check our socials and do make sure you come back because we've got a giveaway in that show as well as we celebrate National Random Acts of Poetry Day. But the big news is we have a big new launch for you right now. Our strip border dies are here. We have all the options as per usual available for you. So if you love them and you're on a bit of a smaller budget, you can buy them individually. You can go for the brand new dies on their own, or if you're thinking about splashing the cash, we have a showstopper option available for you too. Over the course of the next couple of hours, Craig is going to be here to give you all of the inspiration and demonstration that you need. So once you've bought them, you can go away with all of the ideas. And as always, we are live and interactive. So chat to us. Let us know what you're shopping for. Let us know what you want to see. And most importantly, if you have any questions, please ask, because we want to make sure that when you're picking these up, you're going home with all the ammunition that you need to be able to create the most amazing projects. As I said, it isn't just me on my own today. Bringing you the inspiration and all the ideas is the one and only, my crafty bestie and yours, Mr. Craig Laird. How are you? You're looking cosy and comfy like me today.
Thank you very much. Yes, well, you know, on Wednesday we wear pink, as they say, apparently. But yeah, brand new launch, love these strip border dies. You know what I'm like, you know, when it comes to the big creative card dies, the solid dies. This is what these are like, but of course, they're thinner, but longer. Now let's show you what you can be making. Now, I'm going to show you the finished samples you may have recognised from the front of the packaging that our Maria's done. So you've got the 4 of them that Ben will go through. We shouldn't have favourites, but that is absolutely my favourite.
Why is that your fave?
I don't know, I just love that kind of look of the block lines running all the way down. I think at an angle, it works really, really well. You've then got your curvature with the detail running all the way through, down the centre. We're going to use that one first in a very simplistic card. And then you've got your thicker one with full-on detail, where you might want to selective paper piece, or within the circles, you might want to pop some of your gems or your pearls. But then why not start to team it with things such as your craft card?
Oh, yeah.
Going in with your pattern papers. What about using it as a decorative component along the base for things such as your collections, your Age of Elegance, giving it a hit with the gold in the back? I'm going to do a card not unsimilar to that one within the first demonstration. Then later on, I'm going to do a card not unsimilar to that one. That one there was from Carol, and it was really inspired for that clean, crisp, and that really elegant look.
Who's that from?
Carol.
Ah.
And then within that one there, we've done from Kerry. I love that look with the strips going at diagonal with all the different colours. So I'm going to do my take on that one. But you can start to raise them up, that you can see with your foam pads if you want to. But you don't have to only do them on your DL cards or your slimline cards. What about doing top and border sections to section off your collections? What about turning it into an edgeable? Now putting a piece of acetate at the back so you've got a base for it to stick on, and then there is of course your edgeable. Black and white, really, really classy.
Love that.
But then you can still do things such as your fold backs, your Z fold cards, your concept cards. I mean, that one by Carol, I love that one. I wish I'd actually prep something like that.
Is that why you like that design so much? Because it reminds you of candy canes for Christmas?
Possibly, possibly. It could very well be, but yeah, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I just love that simplicity of the lines at the angle working all the way down. So I like that one. But then, as I said a moment ago, you can do your Z fold cards. You can make a statement piece for your large cards. You don't need to do too much at all, just have that down the edge. But then maybe you want to do theatre cards, diorama cards, nice way to then create that bridge, that barrier all the way across. What about kind of creating that ellipse effect? Instead of with your alphabets, you're doing it with your strip border dies. Use them as a way to do your shakers. Yes. That's a cool one, isn't it, that Lisa's done. Let's just show you a few more, because then it means when you do come back to me, we can dive straight in to a demonstration. Easel card, and I'll show you 2 last ones in a moment. Nice one to create that block, that barrier and that stepper for your easel. Bright, bold, happy and smiley. And then of course, let's not forget, you can do all your wraps and that around your boxes if you want to. A nice way to finish and decorate your boxes and your projects.
I love that. I thought I'd just show you this as well because there's a cute little candle on the set here with a nice little wrap around, which I think is super cute. Really, really fun, really super versatile as well. And actually, you're going to be surprised at the price you're going to get everything for. If you're going for the Showstopper, it's incredible, $36.78 or $49.58. And the Showstopper obviously comprises of your brand new dies. So the designs, and again, if you just want to go for these individually, that one there is called Toulouse. The next one here is Marcel. Then you've got Craig's favourite, which is Can, as in C-A-N-N-E-S, not can of pop or soup, as Nicholas just said. And lastly, I think the most decorative of the three is the Bordeaux. So you get all four of the brand new dies. Now, if you go for the Showstopper, you're going to get your Centura Pearl. I'll flick through this later on for you, but it's the pastel set. There are, I think there's 40 sheets in there that you're going to be getting. Alongside that, you also pay for your regular tape pen. So it's the first edition tape pen, if you like, but the standard glue tape pen. And then within that Showstopper for free, we're going to give you the Dotty tape pen. We're also going to give you your seam binding ribbon and your tricolour aquas from the Kingfisher collection. So all of that is free when you go for the Showstopper. It's £36.78 or £49.58. So hopefully a nice price for most. Allows, I think, a lot of people to jump in and grab that. If you want to go for individuals, you can. If you just want, pardon you, if you just want to go for the strip border dies as an individual bundle, you can. And just to mention, if you do go for the Showstopper bundle, we're then going to give you your bonus buy on your shimmer watercolour palettes. Well, you're going to get these for half price. Incredible value for money. So the price that will pop up on your screen of $38.40 or $46.40 becomes half of that price. So it is £19.20 or $23.20 if you're a platinum member. But it must be in the same basket as your Showstopper. You get the Sunbeam and the Moonbeam there of those two fantastic watercolour palettes that I was reminded of the other day that we launched back last year, not 2 months ago.
The palettes? Mm-hmm. That was last year?
Thank you, Craig.
No way.
Thank you. That's what I said.
It's been a year since we've had a Sunbeam and Moonbeam.
That's what?
Moonbeam. So I maybe had a little bit too much caffeine this morning.
That's exactly what I said. I thought it was like 2 or 3 months ago.
I would have said earlier on this year as well.
Thank you. Thank goodness it's not just me. Last year.
No, I'm not just saying that, Nicola. I am not just saying that. I'm shocked at that.
Me too. So there you are. Hello to Radical Rachel, who's on the socials this morning, passing on all your comments and any questions you have. Lois joins us in Ohio. Oh, hi. Sarah Thompson says, good morning, everyone from Tennessee. Hello, PB Brewer Martin from Georgia, saying thanks for starting the day with such happiness and creativity. That's what we bring, happiness and creativity. Julie Palmer joins us from Ipswich. It's rainy in Ipswich. Jenny says, good morning from Brooklyn, New York. And Amanda's in, as is Laurie, says, wake up, everyone, time to party. Hello from Gilbert, Arizona. Good morning, Whitney O'Toole. Hello, Rebecca Dancer, saying good morning, Craig and Ben. And Christine Mahoney says, good morning, everyone. I don't think she says it like that, but that's how I said it.
Good morning.
Carol G says, yeah, you're looking very cosy this morning. I'm loving the new samples. It's kind of like a bit of a dress down Wednesday, I feel, you know, like we're just in a cosy mood.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I was going to put my jeans on.
Yeah.
But then no, I thought I'll just still put my dress trousers on, but we'll go for a little bit of that zipped up sweater look.
I really like, where did you get that top from? I really like that.
Primary.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it suits you. I feel like you've got, I don't know if it would suit me.
A lot of people say I do suit pink. Yeah. I'll tell you what, later on, you can try it on.
I wouldn't get one arm in there. I'm not going to try that on. No. I'm not a performing seal, I keep telling you guys. Rebecca says, I'm loving the French names. I know they're cool, right? And also Emma, who says, I've just ordered the Bordeaux dies. Shall we get into it and have a look? As I said, we're live and interactive, so fire those questions our way. Anything particular that you want to see or ask Craig, feel free to do so over the course of the next hour and 50 minutes. Which of the dyes are you going to start with? I guess you're probably going to start with can because it's your favourite.
Wrong.
Wrong. Wrong.
Because that one, I'm using it as a little bit more of an advanced demo. So
Yeah.
this one, we're going to use Marcel, and we're going to keep it really, really simple. Keeping it really, really simple for this one. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of my white card that I've cut to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in, Ben, with my love hearts, my stencil, and I'm going to go in with the strip. So I'm going to, let's go round about here. And what I'm doing is very rough, as in I don't have a specific measurement. You'll just see visually what I'm going to go for. And then I'm going to go in, so with the Kingfisher tricolours, let's go in with the sunset. I know it is a bit of a bolder pink,
Yeah.
but let's go in and let's add it to our glass mat. And then I'm going to go in with some glycerin here.
Okay.
So we've got a big tub because we use a lot of it when it comes to demos, like I'm away to show you, but you can just use the cheapest out of the chemist.
Any glycerin will do, right?
Yeah, I recommend, I wouldn't use the one from the supermarkets for food.
Oh, okay.
I would go into the chemist and get the cheapest of cheap ones. You could use the one from the kitchen, that you would use with bacon in the kitchen. But there's just something about it that really, I would say, if you go for the one out the chemist, something about it that's a little bit better.
Okay.
And it's because what I'm wanting to do is I want to be able to blend with that colour. So I'm just going to then work my way through and then blend that one through my stencil. Oh, look at that, I've gone over the edge, which I didn't want to do. Anyway, let's just see where we're going. So let's turn that one over and then we can pop that back into place. Take some of the excess. You can, if you want to be careful, tape it down at the sides, which probably I would be better to do.
Yeah.
But let's go in and section that one off, and then I'm going to lift it up so we've got the love hearts. I'm going to do the same down here. So let's come up into here, but this time I'm going to go onto the right hand side. And I'm not applying any more of the colour. I'm just going to use what's already there, and that glycerin is just enabling us to blend with that tricolour, which was the sunset pen, and it was the magenta.
Perfect.
I'm then going to come down into here, just down at the bottom, using what I've already got, lift, and then I'm going to come up to the top and do the same, and then we're just going to blend that colour in.
I know you're demonstrating this, but you can talk us through it as you're doing it, because Crystal says, what does the glycerin actually do then?
It makes it pliable.
Yeah.
It makes it movable. Like if I was to go like that and pick it straight up from a blending tool, because it's water-based, that pen, that ink, that colour is just going to suck straight up into the sponge, and you're not going to be able to blend it. It's not blendable. Whereas that the glycerin just makes it flexible, it makes it movable. So instead of it being sucked up into the sponge, it's kind of like it just sits on the sponge, so then you're able to blend it. And it's just another nice way of being able to use any of your water-based aqua pens. And you really, really do only need the tiniest amount, because you can see how much of that one I was able to cover, and I would still be able to keep going a lot longer.
Do you mean the tiniest amount of ink and glycerin?
Well, both really, I was just kind of meaning the glycerin, but you've seen that little section of ink that I laid down, and then that little bit of the glycerin that I added. Wasn't much at all, and it makes it pliable. So all that then I need to do afterwards is apply that to my layers. Now I'm going to section that one off with another bit of black, round the edge, frame it with a very thin black border onto a 5x7 card, and that's going to be the base that we'll start to build just shortly.
Cool.
The pink is from the Enchanted Ocean. It's the linen card from the Enchanted Ocean. So let's bring in another strip, and then we're going to tape this down, and then we're going to bring in my plates. Now, these will all fit in your junior plates. They'll fit in your midi. They will fit in your mini. The only thing is you won't be able to cut it all in one pass. What you'd have to do is cut so far, then turn the die around, run it through again, so it's going to cut the other half of the die, but it will fit.
These look as well like, so if you wanted to, I don't know, do a bigger project, you could multi-cut these and join these up quite easily.
Yes, there's no cutting edge, Ben. Yeah, so once you get to the end of the die, and you'll see it in a minute when I show you, you've got that cutting edge all the way around, but when it comes to opposite end, the cutting edge ends, which means if you want to then make that longer, which I'll do just shortly to show you, and actually this is a good example here. Can you see how it's cut, but not on the edges? So if that was a longer piece of card, all that you would do is you would just join that up to the end and run it through again, and then you can keep making that as long as you want by just joining.
Because I was thinking, like, because obviously you said it wrapped, and I've got a wrap around a candle here, but particularly that one with the candy cane, I'm thinking you can multi-cut that and maybe wrap that around like a Christmas cake or something like that.
Of course you could, absolutely. Yeah, that would be a really good idea to do that, maybe like in an ice white or something.
Oh, yes.
Really, really, really sophisticated. So I'm just going to take these extras off and pop them into the bin. Let's pop all these bits out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do this again in the black. What you will have found with the samples and my demos, and I hold no apologies for this, Ben, I will be pretty much doing drop shadows on all of them.
Nice.
I think drop shadows really do make borders and even creator cards stand out and pop that little bit more.
Yeah.
They can stand their ground completely on their own, but to take another couple of minutes to do a little drop shadow will elevate your card, your project, and the die cut itself.
Keep the lovely comments coming through. Helen's joined us saying, hello, Ben and Craig and Rachel and all my friends back from my holes, and I'm glad to be watching. May have to get these. And Alexandra says, hi from a gloomy West Midlands. This is the only live show I'm able to catch this week. I'm really excited with this new launch. It's my 70th birthday on Friday.
Wow.
And I'm out for the day.
Happy birthday come Friday.
Happy birthday, and treat yourself to these. I mean, I must say hello to Julie Palmer, who says, you can tell I watch too much. We have a bloke called Steve working for us, and every time he rings, I say, Steve!
Stephen!
I thought you were dead! But it says...
The amount of you that viewed my Instagram story yesterday where I added that link to the Scottish lady and her horse, going, Stephen! I thought you were dead! Oh, so funny, yeah. That's it, you'll never be able to look at a Stephen in the same light again.
That's it.
God forbid you do know a Stephen that does cross over.
Stephen. Yeah,
Can you imagine? Actually, if you've got a horse called Stephen, let us know.
Well, as you know, Daisy likes to ride, and there's various ponies up her stables. There's obviously ponies and horses. No Stephen, but there is a Stephen who works up the stables.
Really?
So maybe next time we see him, I should say that to him.
Yeah. Stephen! Nice to see you. I thought you were dead. Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it?
Oh, dear.
Really, really funny. Right, so what I've gone and done, I've done my drop shadow, but I'm going to very, very roughly cut it to the length I need, because I'm away to put some pearls in place.
Yeah.
But I don't want to put it on that whole strip if I'm away to chop a little bit off. So what I'm going to do, in the centre bin where you've got a little circle, I'm just going to add my tacky glue. Now, if you've got the gem glue that came with it, then of course you can use that one. I am just going to be using the tacky glue, the Collal tacky glue. And this little tray here, whenever I use something like this, I always get asked. This is the lady that's on Hobby Maker that does the diamond dots.
Oh, yeah.
This is just spare trays that she had. So if you do anything like your diamond dots or crystal art or diamond painting or mosaic painting, and I know obviously the word painting's in them, but it's, you know, just popping them into place.
What's the point of that tray then? It just...
So the tray, it just means there's little ridges in there, Ben. So if I give that a shake, they all flip the right way.
Oh, okay.
And then it just means all that I need to do is then just come along and then pick up. You know, it just means that you're not having to fight with them on your glass mat or your craft mat or your work surface. You can then just come along, pop them up, and then when you need more again, just give it a little shake. I know even if you don't do anything like diamond dots, crystal art, mosaic art, anything like that, you can get little accessory packs on the Prime site. You can...
If, this might sound like a silly thing to say, but would it not be the same thing if you just like pop them onto your scoreboard or something?
So, I have thought about trying it with our paper pleating,
yeah,
but I've not had a chance to do it yet.
Ah, yes.
So I've had the same thought of you as you. I can't really see why not. If you made yourself a tiny little box and then came along and on a little bit of card, ran it through the embossing folder that comes with the paper pleating, or yeah, just score your own lines.
Yeah.
You can give that a shot.
Okay.
I think during our 2 shows today, I've got no no social filming or that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then prep other shows that I've got coming up, and if I get a chance, what I'll do is I'll see if that works. We'll use that.
Okay.
And see how it goes.
Hi to Sarah, who's joined us, saying these are very elegant. Imani says, hello everyone, these look great. They look great for scrapbooking and also wrapping a gift. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a nice idea.
That's a great idea because, can you imagine, I know that's round the rim of a box lid, but can you imagine if that was the other way round?
Yeah.
And then you can then, of course, just slide that off. Maybe a little bow, rosette from the paper
Well, that's what I mean.
pleating.
I was thinking you could crisscross it, couldn't you?
You could.
And then put a little, like you say, a rosette or a little bow over the top. Lovely
Exactly.
idea.
And I know obviously this is about this launch here, but if we go back to the paper pleating, you may not necessarily be using the paper pleating as a way to create a whole card, but you'll probably be using the paper pleating to decorate your cards, like your rosette. Come along and add your rosette in with things such as your border strip dies. So everything works together. So I'm just going to layer these together, and what I've already done is I've taken a sentiment, which has fallen right to the bottom of the bin, so we'll get that in a minute.
Yeah.
Taken a sentiment from the Kingfisher collection, and that's from Sarah's Wild at Heart.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll just assemble the card and finish it off.
Hi to Sandy Borek. Good morning, Sandy. She says, I've got these pearls, but I haven't used them yet, but I can't wait. Well, lots of inspiration for you in this show. And Alexandra says, thank you for the birthday wishes, Ben and Craig. Yes, I've treated myself already. This showstopper, and the cracker die you purchased early this morning. That's, well, it is a cracker of a deal, that one. And also...
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah.
These wrap them around the cracker.
Mate, I was literally just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Literally, we are vibing today, aren't we?
We really are.
We are slaying the day away, you and I.
We are. Slaying the day away.
Wrap them round the ends of your cracker. And Alexandra says, thank you for the birthday wishes, Ben and Craig. I have treated myself already. Thank you, Craig, for the diamond dots tray tip.
You're welcome.
I've now found one of my trays and put it with my gems and puddles.
Awesome.
Nice one.
You're welcome. Nice to see when maybe other collections, other tools from other companies can work.
That's it.
So if I pop that, what I should have done actually, I should have done this first. So I'm going to eyeball this. So if I get that kind of where I need it to be, and then I'm just going to then trim down there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to make sure that that is still relatively straight. And then let's trim that. Now all these base layers I have kept flat because the actual border, strip border, I want to lift on foam pads. I don't have my foam pad stripped, so what I'll do, Ben, is I'll use our foam on a roll just down the sides, and then that will be the card done.
Hey, Emma Bailey says, hey, Craig and Ben. Oh my, you say, these would look great on the crackers for a different take. Yeah, absolutely. give it a go, give it a try. I think they would look absolutely fantastic. And as always, you know, if you're making projects, particularly if you're recreating a Craig make or any of the guys' makes, do feel free, if you're putting them on our I'm a Crafters page,
absolutely,
to tag, because we love to see. And I'm just hearing in my ear, beep, 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 newsflash, beep, 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 beep. We do need some pictures for this week's Friday Night Faves on Friday Night Live. That is at the end of the show, where we feature 5 of our favourite projects that you guys have sent in. So if you've made anything this week or recently that you like and you want us to showcase it to the rest of the world, send it in to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk and we will pick 5 to feature. And if we do feature yours, then you'll win 50 bonus points for your Club Inspire account. Of course, you will have to be watching to know to claim. And also, just to say, if you have sent in any pictures recently that haven't been featured, don't give up hope, because we don't necessarily feature your picture that same week. Nicola is very thorough. She has a folder, she has a file, and things might get chosen from, say, a couple of weeks back. So always do keep watching, because you never know, yours could be featured. This is looking rather marvellous. A very sort of beautiful, almost like a wedding-y card.
Yeah, and that was the thought process when I seen Carol's example, and I thought, I like that idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into, I know I'm covering a couple of the perils, but it doesn't matter. But there we go. Finish off there. Nice, simple, elegant, sophisticated, but just bringing in a tricolour aqua pen and doing a little blending with it. That was magenta, wild at heart, kingfisher sentiment, and then of course the Marcel strip border die to finish.
Absolutely brilliant, that, isn't it? And, you know, simple, stripped back, easy to follow, and hopefully something that you guys will be able to recreate when you get home. Just to recap on the deal for you, that was close. Recap on the deal for you.
Yes.
Too early for that on a Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon.
We don't want any of that today, thank you very much, Mr. Moseby.
The strip border dies. Craig's favourite, which we'll see a little bit later on, is cans, C-A-N-N-E-S. And as we've seen, that would work very nicely for your Christmas mates, because it's got that sort of candy cane feel to it, hasn't it? The diagonal strips on there. There is the Bordeaux. And again, you know what, probably the most detailed of the 4, but what's really nice is you get them all in the showstopper. If you want to go for the full collection, this is the one Craig has just used, Marcel. And then lastly is Toulouse. I've been to Toulouse and Bordeaux, actually, both beautiful cities in France. I can recommend, if you ever pop to Europe, you go to France, head to those 2 places. Don't just go to Paris. There is so much more to France than Paris. Those are the 4 dies that you're going to get. If you go for the showstopper, don't forget, you are going to receive your beautiful Centura Pearl pastels. I'll quickly show you this, actually, from here. So you've got the 40 sheets A4, 310 GSM. You've got all of those fantastic pastel colours within that set. It is 8 sheets of those 5 different colours. Then you're also receiving the standard tape pen, so it's the original glue tape pen, but then for free we give you the dotty. We also give you your seam binding ribbon from the Kingfisher collection, so that is those 3 different colours in there. You get a metre of each. And then we're going to give you your tricolour aquas, also from the Kingfisher collection. 3 pens, but 9 different colours, and of course they are water soluble, so you can get all of the different gradients of colour within the colours that you've got. And then mix up the colours to create your own different colours as well. If you go for the showstopper, don't forget the watercolour, shimmer watercolour palettes are the bonus buy as well, so you can pop those into your basket and get those for half price. Or if you just want to go for the dies on their own, or indeed individually, shop the show for all of those deals. More comments coming through, which we'll read and look at in just a few moments' time. But right now, it is time to get you to the checkout. So go do that. Any questions and comments, fire them in, and we'll come back with all of the answers and more demonstrations for you in about 4 minutes' time.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed. Best part of my day is when we come in and I get to see everybody. I really enjoy being up here. It's really nice to see all my friends, and this is my happy place. I do like to see everyone, and also, of course, if Christina's in, I'm getting my breakfast from Christina before I start the day. Early riser without a doubt. Never a night owl. I'm in bed at 9:30. Bath at night, shower in the morning. I'm very clean. Tea, the colour of He-Man. Both. I like pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. Craft along, because there's always a softer side to craft along. My phone, my life is my phone. Yeah, the phone and the dog, unless I'm coming up here and I can't bring the dog in. My favourite lunch isn't lunch. My favourite lunch is afternoon tea. That's what I'd like. Lots of selection of sandwiches, some scones, or scones, some cream and jam, and some little cakes. But I couldn't have it every day because I'd be the size of a house. Oh, that changes to the moment. My favourite song at the moment is Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. Or make myself a cup of tea and go and have a bath.
Day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. Yeah, I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that he's the presenter and then I'm demonstrating and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for checking out during that short break. What an elegant card that was, says Bubble and Squeak. Definitely less is more. Hi, Wendy Graham, says hi, Ben, Craig, Rachel, CTV and all the crafters. I do like these border codes. You put border dies, the quick cards and the shimmer watercolour paint pads, as I love them. So it was a must for me. Congratulations on your purchase. Laurie says the buckle, now this is a shout. The buckles and button dies might work well with these borders. Oh yeah, you could do, like with this one, for example, you could do like a fancy like shirt, couldn't you? You know, like your dress shirts that you have.
Yeah.
You could put all the buttons down the front there, couldn't you?
You could.
I like that idea.
I like it too.
Thinking out of the box. Marvellous. Sandra says these dies remind me of ribbon dies as well. I mean, nothing to stop you from doing your ribbon threading either, is there?
No.
Nah. And Darla, how to Maki. Have I said your surname correctly? I hope I have. If I haven't, apologies. You say, good morning. Can you please provide the dimensions of the new border strips? They are gorgeous to add to cards. So they are just over 8 inches long, and 3 of them, 1.5 inches in width. One of them, which is it that one there? I think it is. The Bordeaux is slightly wider. It's about 2 inches. So about 8 by 1.5. And the Bordeaux is 8 by 2. Hopefully that helps. But as Craig said, there's no cutting edge at the end. You can obviously extend these to as large as you want them to be, which is blooming marvellous, missus. Right. We'll keep the details up for the showstopper. Remember, that's everything I showed you just before the break. If you are going for the showstopper, and like Wendy, you love the idea of getting those watercolour palettes, you can have those for half price if you pop them into your same basket. Also worth bearing in mind that if you are on the website, do check out all the various sales that we've got currently. It's Sailorpalooza on the website. It is. There's lots and lots of great deals for you right there.
Sale of a what?
A Sailorpalooza. We have a Launchapalooza. Now it's a Sailorpalooza. One other thing to mention as well, just to heads you up, I don't think that's even a phrase or a word, but just to give you a heads up, ready for tonight. So we've got our craft-along this evening. During that show, we are celebrating the fact that it is National Random Acts of Poetry Day. So we want your poems, please. I mean, I suppose they can be about anything, but I suppose if we're keeping on track, it would be about craft, about Crafters TV. So if you fancy writing us a little poem, we'll give a prize out to the best one. I always think if you're doing a poem, maybe like a limerick's probably easiest, isn't it? Hoi. Might be the easiest thing to do. But yeah, if you fancy taking part in that and winning tonight, there's your heads up. You've got 4.5 hours before that show. Alrighty, Roo, let's get back into the next demonstration with Craig. So we've already had a look at the Marcel. Which of the strip border dies are you going to use next, Craig?
We are going to go in with red.
With what?
Red.
Red?
Bordeaux.
Ah!
Deux.
Bordeaux.
Je ne comprends pas.
Quoi?
Je ne comprends pas.
Moi, je parle français. Un petit peu.
J'habite à Carnoustie, en Écosse.
En Écosse, oui. Moi, j'habite
Oh, no.
ici, en Angleterre.
J'habite à Carnoustie, en Écosse.
Oui.
1, 2, 3.
Oui, je comprends.
Right, that's it, I'm done.
Oui. Très bien.
Done.
Fini.
Was never good at French
Non.
or any language.
Oui.
Yeah, I struggle with English half the time. So. Yeah, we're going in with Bordeaux. And I've brought papers and sentiment in from the Honeysuckle collection. So what we're going to do, Ben, is we're going to take this die. Now, of course, with the Bordeaux die, it's a lot wider. So this specific one is 8.1 inch by 1.9 inch. So it's a little bit wider than the others.
Yeah.
So we're going to just feed that through. As I said at the start of the show, you can see I'm using the junior plates within the G2. So it's going to work, of course, within the original Gemini, the G2. It'll work within the MIDI. You'll even be able to extend it with the MIDI because your MIDI folder has got that little bit of a gap at the top. And what I mean by extending it, as if you're just joining, the dies cut on the outer edge, but they stay in place at the top. That's because if you want to extend it to make it even longer, you can absolutely do that. But then to release it, we're just going to snip it off, and then you can snip it off if you want to. Using your scissors, that's what I was about to say. Using your scissors, using your guillotine, your paper trimmer, or even your craft knife.
Yep.
What I would also say with dies like these, Ben, although I'm tapping all the excess out, I would say these are going to be great to use for shaker bits.
Nice.
Because there's lots and lots of fine, different, detailed waste components that come out. So definitely think or consider keeping them. So I'm going to do 3, and I know I'll definitely need 2. We're going to do a 7x7 card for this one. So I've got 2 of them. One we're going to chop down the centre, and of course I do need a black one for a drop shadow. If you are, when it comes to cleaning your dies, with dies like these, if you are someone that wants to do it a little bit quicker and you see us on air tapping them, if you're relatively new to die cutting, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to then tap on the back. So the back of the die is obviously the flat bit. So that's what you're tapping. So if you are new, you don't you don't want to tap the actual die cut edge, because of course you could potentially damage it by actually whacking it on the side. So if you do see us doing that, then just keep in mind that we are just doing it from the back of the die. So then what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to do this another couple of times into black card, and then we can then crack on with the demo.
Keep those lovely comments coming through. And a few of you as well, I think, getting ready to send in those poems too. I'm also getting messages in French now as well, which is good. I did French A-level, which I remember quite a bit of. I also did German A-level, which I remember nothing of.
No.
You didn't do languages at school then, or did you just do French?
So in first year, and I know Scotland and England and America and all over the world, everything is classed differently. So first year for me was the very first year in higher education after primary school. So we done both German and French.
Oh, wow.
And then in second year, we had to choose which one we were going to focus on. Was it German or was it French? I, of course, chose French and didn't actually compute with a lot of it. But then also, in my defence, I had a lot of time off school in high school with my Crohn, so that is why I struggled time-wise with the other subjects, never mind a completely different foreign language. That's why I only know the basics.
I always wonder why we don't do Spanish more in this country, because I feel like French is a nice language, but I feel like Spanish is one which is more useful worldwide, isn't it?
I've heard a few people say that over the years, yeah. It'd be good if I'd done Spanish in schools. And I can see why, yeah. You know, a lot of people, if you hear that they're going on holiday, it's always on an island somewhere or to Spain. It's always where they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. So, yeah, I understand why. Right, so I've taken one of them, Ben, and you can see I've just chopped all the way down the centre. And then let's go in with a piece of bright yellow. This is from one of our 12 by 12 textured cardstock pads. And I'm going to stick that on because I want to give it that embossed look. So it's as if it's been embossed and not actually had a die cut stuck on. So what I am also going to do again is I'm just going to roughly trim, because there's no point in sticking glue all the way down, even onto parts that you don't need it. For this, because we've got lots that we want to show you, I'm going to use my dotty tape runner for this one. You know, the dots, absolutely great for this, but I do prefer, when I'm at home and I've got that bit of time, I do prefer my wet glue.
Couple of questions about how these will cut. Bubble and Squeak says, how many layers of, say, 220 GSM would these cut at the same time, please? Are these going to cut through multiple layers?
Depends on the medium.
Right.
Most of these are quite detailed dies. The thing is, Ben, you're not going to treat them any differently than you already do with your dies.
No.
So how do you treat your intricate nesting dies? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I personally, because of the detail on them, and I'm saying even with the detail, even if they're simple dies, you know, I'll say this time and time again, you can, with your Gemini, cut multiple layers at once. I don't, because I always find that the second layer or the third layer isn't as crisp or clean.
True.
So for dies like these, with that sort of weight, I would only cut one layer at once. You potentially would get away with 2 layers. You have to keep in mind, though, Ben, you've got a lot of intricate detail, certainly within this one here.
So with that in mind, then, Imani's question, would they cut through glitter cardstock?
Yes, you would definitely need to add your metal shim in, though.
Right.
100%. And don't be surprised if you have to run it through again.
Right.
i.e., or even if you do the pause and reverse function.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that that intricate die has gone right through. I would say you would maybe struggle with loose glitter card, but shedless glitter card, as long as you're adding in your metal shim, absolutely, that will
Okay.
still work, no problem.
Good questions, everyone. Keep them
Good
coming.
ones.
Janice Watson, I did French and Spanish with the option to do Latin or Greek, you say? I did Latin for about half a term when I was 9. I don't remember any of it. And Sarah Thompson says, I took Spanish all throughout high school. Don't remember much. I prefer the elegance of French, you say?
The elegance of French. Yeah.
Yes. It's a very
It is-
elegant language.
It is a beautiful, elegant, sexy language, is the French, isn't it?
Whoa!
Is it too early? Oh, I don't know, Nicola, about being too early. It's still 1:45 here in the UK,
That's
so
it.
I think we get away with that sexy word.
We are.
In the term of how I've used it, that is.
Exactly right.
But it is. I would say so anyway.
Yeah. It's 1:45, we start using that word. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah. You know, the word that Craig just said. That word, yeah. I'm not going to say it 'cause I
Can
get
you not even
embarrassed.
say it?
No.
You're going all red. Oh, little cherub.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Yeah, it is a very nice language.
Very nice language. Is there any other language that you like specifically, you're like, oh, I really like that language?
I don't know really. I like a language which I find interesting is that I don't speak it, is the Dutch
Right.
accent. Not the accent, the language, the Dutch. Well, Dutch.
Yeah.
I find interesting because sometimes when you listen to it, you think, oh, that kind of sounds quite like German, but then it doesn't. I find it like it's would be a very interesting language to learn. I wish I'd done more. If I could go back, if you could go back to when you were younger, say at school, what would you say to yourself? I would certainly tell my younger self to just work a little bit harder because I always just coasted through lessons, and I feel like if I'd worked harder, I'd have done so much better. I mean, I did all right, but I could have done a lot better. But I would also have said, concentrate more on your languages. I really wish I'd learnt languages and then could have, travelled to different countries and worked abroad and, maybe, because I know you've done some shows. Have you actually been abroad to do shows, or have you done shows on other channels in other countries, but from this country, if that makes sense?
Did
you do Germany?
Yeah, QVC
Yeah.
Germany. I've done a few from our studios here, but I've done a couple stepping in for Debbie actually out there in the studios.
So imagine, if I'd have concentrated more on my German and then I could speak German fluently, now, it could have been like, oh, Ben, we need you to go, and I could have gone over there and spoken to the
You could have been
German
a
audience in
translator.
German. Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But all I can really remember about German is, where's the town hall? I mean, that's not going to really work, is it?
No,
on Craft,
no.
Craft TV.
No, I know what you mean, no.
No.
And like that, I suppose hindsight, if I knew that I would be working more with the German language than I would the French language, then, hindsight 50-50, but I would have stuck with German more. I would have just said to my younger self, just don't worry and stress as much. And I say that to my cousins who I feel they get pressured now to know what they want to do when they're older at too young an age.
And also, whilst I always say to my kids, always try your hardest, I always felt like the exams were the be-all and end-all. Do you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what I mean.
Pressure to pass your exams.
Yeah, and the prime example for that one is I didn't, because I had so much time off school because of my illness, I didn't do great in my exams.
No.
But it wasn't the B end and the B end and what was it?
The be-all and end-all.
Yeah, because obviously I just got a weekend job in my local supermarket, which then I was trained in all the different departments. I then worked my way up to supervisor, worked my way up to trading manager in charge of everything on the shop floor, then become area trainer for the Aberdeen area, and then I gave it up to come and do this. So I didn't need all of the education. It's different. If you know what you want to do, completely different.
But you learnt on the job then?
I did, yeah.
You know, and if, you know, you ever decided, or, you know, I don't know, 5 years down the line, you thought, oh, I might try something. You've got that to go back to now,
I've got that to go back to, yeah 100%. And I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, but why would I say no to an opportunity like this?
That's it. Well, that's what I've said to my George. I think a lot of you know, he's just started a little part-time job at KFC whilst he's at college. And I said to him, like, if the college thing doesn't work out, at least you've got a job there now. You know what I mean? You can work your way up through there until you decide actually what you want to do.
And I always say that to my cousins. Just try not stress out.
Yeah.
I do believe that there's a career in all, if not most, industries. There's a career path. So try not worry, try not stress.
Good afternoon, Janet. She says she's watching from Daventry. These look amazing, you say. Might have to pop them in my basket. Doreen from the Netherlands says Dutch, of course. Yes, of course, Dutch. And Chica says it's never too late to learn a language. Amanda Hubbard on YouTube says, Ben, you're talking about learning language. I've been learning BSL. I wish more people in the UK learnt this. I started in lockdown. Same, Amanda. I know a little bit of that too, actually. I did a course 18 months ago. And again, I need to sort of get back on that, actually. Start learning a bit more. Very interesting. This is looking absolutely wonderful, by the way.
So what I'm doing, I'm actually going to go that way. So I've given myself that kind of emboss look by chopping in half. Then this one, what I've done, drop shadow with the black. But instead of coming down at an angle, Ben, I've come directly down by a few millimetres.
Yeah.
So we've got the drop shadow on, of course, the side. Now you can go in opposite ways. You know me by now, that isn't appealing to my eyes. I like lines symmetrical. So I'm going to then pop foam pads on this one here. So if I work my way around in the corners with my foam pad. So I always do the corners first, then I'll kind of go into the middle, and as always, I know I'm like a broken record, never, ever, ever forget about the base. And I'll always say as well, Matt, this is just my opinion, but please take the backing off the centre. Some people will put foam pads down, take them off the edges, Ben, but leave the backing off the middle, and they say it's just a way to balance it out. But over time, if that centre bit's not stuck down, it can start to bend slightly. If it's sitting on a mantelpiece and it's in a warm room, the tack starts to come away, it can start to bend up. So make sure, in my opinion, no matter what you're doing, take the backing off of all of them, because it will make a difference, I promise you. And then we're going, I actually think I don't tend to go sideways. I'm usually a top fold guy, but I'm going to go like that. And then live a beautiful life, kind of on of what we've just been talking about a moment ago. Following on from that.
Been very deep in the show, haven't we?
Yeah, really quite deep for a Wednesday.
No.
But, you know, it's...
True, though.
It is true.
What we say.
Life is tough at times. So we've got to, I know it's cliche, but we just need to find the positives and where we can.
You have to accentuate the positive.
And this is where crafting is a massive, massive form of making you feel happy and positive. So I'm going to pop these on. So the foam pads I use for that big panel were 4mm. These ones are 2mm. You don't need to then put them on foam pads, but it will. I think it makes a difference, either foam pads or glue gel. So what we're doing is we've gone from the first demo, where we've kept it simple and sophisticated. This one, we're doing a double panel drop shadow and then creating a deboss or an emboss. Now, you can, of course, come along with the Bumblebee. I've gone in from one of our, it is our Daisy die from Sarah. No, it's not Sarah's, it's Nature Garden's Delightful Daisy.
Oh, yes.
You could, if you want to, use one of the Layering daisies from the Layering dies, floral Layering dies.
Yeah.
And I know we're coming to the top of this first hour, so you could, if you wanted to, put gems or pearls or that within some of the centres, but then there we go. We've got our 7x7 card, really crisp, really clean. The drop shadow bright within that yellow's there, but we've created that drop shadow border top and bottom, and then that emboss by chopping it in half and just giving it, well, that embossed look.
It's really stunning, isn't it? And again, hopefully nice and easy for everybody to be able to achieve and recreate at home. Laurie says, I 100% agree, Craig. Don't stress. Yes, don't worry, be happy. And Evelyn Boyd on YouTube says, good morning to my crafty family and good morning to my two favourite guys.
Oh, good morning.
Stop it, good morning. You say, I'm loving the new strip border dies. And Lois says, pretty cards. Thank you, Craig. It's quite nice, actually, because in the first hour, Craig's managed to demo 2 of these, which gives us opportunity in the second hour to show you even more as well. Just as we head to the top of the hour, just to remind you of everything that you can pick up. Now, all of these are available individually. So if you just like the look of one particular die, then you can pop those into your basket individually. If you decide that you just want the dies on their own, there is that bundle available. However, majority of people, as is always the case, getting the best value for money and going for the showstopper, which is as follows. So you're going to get your Marcel, which you saw with Craig's first demonstration. The one that he has just used is the beautiful Bordeaux, all named after beautiful French cities, of course. That is Cannes, famous for the film festival, of course. And then last but by no means least is beautiful, if you get a chance to visit, you'll love it, Toulouse. So you get all 4 of those within the bundle. On top of that, in the showstopper, cometh this way, you get all of these goodies. Oh, I went all Shakespearean on you there. Cometh this way. So, showstopper. Let me pop those to the side for 1 second. You're going to get your Centura Pearl, so you get your 5-colour pastels pack here, 40 sheets, 310 GSM, is A4 in size. You get 5 colours and you get 8 sheets of each. So beautiful baby pinks and baby blues. You've got your mint in there, your beautiful lilac, and then you've got the stunning yellow in there too. So 8 sheets of those 5 colours. You pay for that within the bundle alongside the tape pen. So your standard tape pen, which is that one there, you pay for. And then for free, we're going to give you your Dotty tape pen. So again, it's the original Dotty tape pen that you got, 22 metres, 72 feet in length. We're then going to give you your seam binding ribbon. That comes from the Kingfisher collection. And really nicely, you're then going to get that teamed up with your markers from the Kingfisher collection as well. Those are the tricolour aqua markers. It's 9 colours, but it's actually 3 pens, 3 colours within each pen, giving you those 9 colours. And again, those are water soluble, so you've got the opportunity to bring in your paint and bring your water, bring your paint brushes, and get all the different gradients of colour, and then mix those colours up to create different colours within that set. All of that is a platinum price of £36.78 or $49.58. And like I said, if you decide that you just want to go for individuals alongside that, you can, or if you just want the dies on their own, you can also do that. Just a heads up for later, it is Craft Along coming your way tonight at 5. So you can see everything you need to take part in that tonight. It's the full glitter paste and stencils that we're going to be looking at over the course of that show. And also tonight, we are going to be talking more about National Random Acts of Poetry Day. So we need your poems, please. Best poems will be in with a shout of winning some goodies. Poems like, there once was a crafter named Craig from Carnoustie. His skills never lagged.
Yeah, love it.
With a die cutting spree he created with glee, and his projects left everyone swayed. Things like that we're looking for. So feel free to fire those in, and we'll read out the best ones over the course of the show tonight, live. Welcome if you've just joined us. It's just gone. It's just gone 1 o'clock here in the UK, and you know what that means. Yeah, it is time for the second hour of launch day, and today we have got the brand new strip border dies, which I have just shown you the showstopper for. Very busy across the board for these. There's the details for the showstopper. If you didn't see the price at the end of the last hour, it's £36.78 or $49.58. One more hour to go. We've already had a look at two of the designs from the brand new dies. Two more designs, of course, within that set. And over the course of this hour, we want your questions, please. Anything that you want to know about these, anything that you want Craig to show, feel free to holler and ask. And of course, we will do that for you. No problem at all. And as I mentioned just at the back end of that hour there too, tonight we've got a craft along with prizes to be won. It's only an hour tonight at 5 o'clock, so do make sure you can be with us from the start. All the details for Craig's project are up across the socials, so if you've already got the full glitter paste and stencils, then you can dig those out, see the other bits and pieces that you need, and maybe you're going to craft along live with this as well, which would be marvellous. Let's say hello to Craig again. Before we get on into the demos, you've sort of seen exactly what you can get with your showstopper. He's got the basket of samples out, so we'll have a look, and also have a look actually at the cards that he made in the first hour.
Absolutely, yeah, because these are fun. Use them on their own, use them multiples, create backgrounds. We're going to use my favourite one in a moment being the cans one, and we're going to create a great big happy bright rainbow stripe background. This is the very first one that we've done within that hour. Clean, crisp, simple, elegant, within of course that border die. And then what we then done at the second demonstration is then gone a little bit bigger, but we've then done a top and bottom border with a drop shadow of black. And then what I also done is ran the die through within the same toned yellow card, cut along the middle, stuck it top and bottom, so it gives it as that embossed look. Doesn't actually look as though it's been die cut. Simple sentiment with the floral, and then that's it.
Pretty.
So you can go simple and small, you can go big and elegant, and of course bright and happy. And then within this one, it's actually going to be a 5.5 by 7.5 card blank, but we're going to go strip with the backgrounds. And then let's show you some of the ones that you can do here. Whether it is round the lids of your boxes, it's a great way to use them. Maybe you want to then, of course, do things such as your Z folds, because you can extend these, Ben. There's no cutting edge when it comes to the die. So if you want to make them as long as you want, you can do that. Obviously, you'll need one great big long piece of cardstock, but that is no problem. If you've got that, you can do that. So down the centre, your pattern papers. What about putting strips of card behind? So the fourth demonstration, so that'll be the second one in this hour, I'll do something completely different looking, but something similar where we will run a strip bit of cardstock along the back, but then look at these different ones that you can do. I'm not going to show them all. If you want to see all the finished samples, go back after we finish and have a look at the start of the first live hour. I'll show you one more, because I like this one as well. Shows you theatre cards, diorama cards. You can do all of those, and they still lay flat. Love these sets. They're on a smaller version of creator cards. What I mean by that is, you know how I love big, bold creator card dies?
Yeah.
It's like that on a smaller scale, elongated, so you can do backgrounds, you can do singles, you can cut sections off. Many ways in which you can use the border dies.
Lots of love coming through. If you have just joined us, by the way, feel free to give us a little holler and a hello, and we'll mention you. Christine is with us, also Lois and Evelyn. Pat Demarest says, hi Ben and Craig and everyone in New Jersey, or from New Jersey. I have just been watching because I wasn't quite awake yet. I'm simply loving these strip border dies. Yep, we're going to come back onto them. And a good question
SummerSlam next year. SummerSlam next year, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium.
What is he like, eh? Are you going over?
I wish. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Is it a two-nighter, did you say, next year?
Yeah. First time they're doing a two-nighter for SummerSlam.
Yeah. And a good question from Sarah, which can you tell Sarah the difference between the original tape pens and the ones that we have now? Because obviously we've got the original tape pens here, and we've brought out those newer ones recently. He's just going to grab them for you. One of the main differences is you get more on the newer ones, but the newer ones that we've got are also reusable, aren't they? Refillable.
That's it. The actual adhesive Nothing different. It's the exact same adhesive. It's just these ones are refillable, and as Ben said, you get more tape on them. It's about 30 plus meters, is it, each you get?
30.
So a lot more. But as I said, the actual difference, there is no difference in the adhesive whatsoever. You're still going to get that strong adhesive that's great, of course, for construction. The difference is, of course, one, you get more in that one than the original, and also these ones here, these are refillable. So you just need to take them off. And he says, do you know something, Ben? I've never actually refilled one. Here we go.
If you have there you go,
just press them at the top.
And
then get a hold. And then that one there is then the one that you're just going to replace back into place.
Marvellous stuff. So there you go, that is the main difference, but a good question, and one I feel that we've not chatted about for a while, so thank you for asking, Sarah. And that, friends, is what we are here for. Ask the questions, whether it be about the launch, whether it be about something, I don't know, that we're not talking about on the show. Whatever it is, ask away. And as I say, just a reminder for later on, National Random Acts of Poetry Day. Make sure you send in your poems later on, because we're going to be reading out the best ones. And we are going to be reading this out. So producer Nicola's just gone, hit us with another one, man. So that's exactly how she said it. So she's written one about me. There once was a lead named Ben Moseby, whose presentations were clever and rosy. With the Gemini MIDI, he kept things so tiddy, tidy. Simplicity without electricity.
Hey.
There you go. Thank you, Nicola. I kept things so tiddy with my MIDI. Right. Or kept things tidy with my MIDI. Right.
Nicola, you should do them for the Inside the Crackers.
What, poems?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or limericks.
Limericks? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, write some more for tonight, Nicola. We'll do some more, but we obviously want you guys to... We need you guys to... do some. We're going to be very busy in between shows, so if you can write a few poems too, that'd be great. And the thing is, you've got to write the poems to win the prizes. We can't win the prizes, so it's over to you. Right, let's get back to it. Which of the border dies are you going to use next?
My favourite. We're going to go in with the cans.
Can, because you can.
Because I can. So what I've done now, I've got all of these already cut, so we'll do some of them. But what I've done is I've gone to my Colour Your World collection, Ben, and I've taken red, orange, yellow, green, blue and lilac, strip of cardstock, and then we're going to then die cut all of these. Now the key thing to always remember as well, your cardstock, it doesn't need to be neat, it could be scrap pieces, because the dies themselves obviously cut that neat edge. So don't worry if it is, for instance, this one here, you can see I've not cut it straight, I've just quickly cut it so that I've got a long strip. Does not matter, because the die itself cuts that nice clean edge.
Yeah.
So we're going to take that one out here. This would be a good one to do what I call is selective paper piecing. So I wouldn't necessarily sit and paper piece the whole lot, but what you can do is you can then come along and then selective paper piece some of these ones. So you've got that option if you want to.
Yeah.
So let's take all of these out, and I'll do the orange, then I'll do the yellow, and then we'll come along, we'll do the black and the white, and we'll assemble the card. What I've also already done, if I bring this one in, also from Colour Your World, while you're looking at that, I'll read out the colours. The Fair Skin Blend, Ice Grey Blend and Shades, Dark Red Blend and Shades, got the orange, you've got the Citrus, Light Green Blend, Blue Turquoise Blend, Vintage Blue Blend, Ice Blue Blend, Lavender Blend and Magenta Blend. That is the colours that I've used to colour her in there. Now, of course, this show is all about the launch of the strip border dies,
yes.
So I'm not going to stand and colour her in, but that is all the colours that was used to colour her in. Okay. Of course, if you need any more hints, tips with colouring, go on our Crafters TV YouTube channel, type in, try blends classics or colour me happy.
There's hundreds of hours, aren't there?
There is, absolutely hundreds. What's great with something especially like Colour Me Happy, you've got Leanne there, two Debbies, you've got Sarah, you've got me as well, so all giving you our own take. And I say our own take, and I'm going to take tri-blends, for example. I use my tri-blends in a different way that Lily does and that Debbie does. I tend to use them the way that Leanne does because I learned from watching Leanne. Now, the way that I do it and the way that, say, Lily does it, totally different, but the end result is the same.
Yeah.
So don't worry. Don't think, oh gosh, Craig's doing it one way, but I've seen Lily do it another way or Debbie do it another way. The end result is exactly the same. Give different ways a shot if you see different ways of them being used, and then see what one you feel more comfortable with. Because what I also mean, for me, Ben, is colouring with tri-blends or alcohol pens. I lay the light tone down first, as if I'm priming the card. Not everyone does that.
No.
Some will go straight in with the dark, blend in with the mid, and then blend out with the light. No right or wrong way. The result will get the same result, just a different way of doing it.
Nicola says she does it the same way as you, so there you go.
For me, I find it easier. I seem to get a nice blend because, as I said, I've kind of primed my cardstock with alcohol colour. So it's, yeah, and it's a therapeutic way of doing it. And I need all of the therapeuticness I need because when Tracy comes in and sees the mess on the floor behind me from all of these little bits, it won't just be Stephen that'll be deed.
Talking to Stephen being deed, Lisa P's written a poem. Stephen, I thought you were deed. Her voice just repeats in my heed. Worried about the reclined horse, turns out he's fine, of course, but it still gave her too much dread. That's how you write a poem.
That is taken something that we mentioned in the show yesterday, touching upon it today, and running with it with a limerick. Love it, a poem. Love it.
Lisa P, if there was a prize in this show,
you'd be getting it.
You'd be having it. Maybe resend that in later on so we can reread it. What?
Can I send her something?
You can send us something if you want. Oh, one of your cards?
Lisa, I'll absolutely love that. Lisa P, email the email address. You'll see it at the end of the show. Email it in and just say, Craig said that he was sending me one of his finished makes. Can we pop it up, Lisa? There you go. CTV prizes at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Email that with your address, and maybe, well, one of the cards that I make, Lisa, will send it out to you.
Can you also put the email subject as Stephen?
Stephen.
I thought you were deed.
Oh, please.
Do that as
Please do that, Lisa.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Do that. That would be great. I appreciate it because that just shows how much, obviously, fun you had last night. You were listening, interacting, and then you've taken on board today the fun of the limericks.
Love it.
And I just absolutely love it. So thank you. I shall do that, Lisa. So there we go. We've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then the lilac. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here, and for this one I've cut to 5 by 7. Yep, 5 by 7. And then what I'm then going to do is pretty much, you know what I do with my offcuts?
Oh, create your own little background.
Papers and backgrounds. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Nice.
So we're working our way all the way down here. And then when we get to the end, I'm going to go maybe more on a slant here and then here. Got a little bit at the top there. But what I would then do is potentially repeat that order. So that little gap there, I can take a little bit of the lilac down here and piece it back in. So let's take this. So I'm going to use my glue for this, Ben, and all that I'll do is start to create my background.
Thank you so much, says Lisa P. OMG. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
Which one are you going to send, Craig, do you think? Have you created the card you're going to send yet, or going to send one of the ones you've already done? Maybe we'll let you choose, Lisa P.
There's an idea, if we have time. If we have time. Actually, right, I tell you what. So just briefly, there's one.
Like that one?
There's two.
Yeah.
There's three, what we're making now.
Yeah.
and that will be my last demonstration, number 4. So Lisa, let us know which one you want, and you can have any one of what I've made.
And you can't say all 4. I'll take them all. 1, 2, 3 or 4, Lisa
Yeah,
P.
there
Let
you
us know.
go. Rightio. So, as I say, nothing different on these strips, Ben. I'm just applying them in the exact same way. I'm going in with my glue. You can use your dotty tape runner. You might want to use your double-sided adhesive sheets. That'll be an option as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going and fussing too much about putting adhesive on every single strip here, because remember, we're going to be popping our black and white border strip over the top, as well as our image of the lady with the umbrella. So that will also help to anchor down the layers where there's no glue.
Christine just says the holographic paper behind these would be great. To be honest, I think the holographic cardstock would look great wherever you put it.
I think so. It would, wouldn't it? That sort of card that you're going to get an incredible result no matter how you use it. But yeah, little strips. Even if you just do a tiny little strip along the back,
Yeah.
then that holographic is going to burst out, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So let's go into here.
This is such an effective way of creating like a really different background. I know it's something that you do quite a lot, and I don't really. I think before you did it, I'd never really seen it before. So when I see this, I always think of you.
Ah,
It's a unique way of doing things, but when you break it down again, it's quite an easy way to create an effective background, isn't it?
oh, it is, yeah, yeah. And it's nice because you really are creating that full card from the one die set,
Yeah.
or the stamp set, depending on how you're using it. Because we're done our background with the dies, and then of course what we're also doing is our main focal point is also going to be the die, but within that black and white form. What I'm going to do though is ever so slightly change it from my original, and that is where we've got the join lines. I'm going to do what I usually do as well, just a thin border, a black card, and it just separates it. I don't know why I chose to not do it on my original.
Sorry, what do you mean? A thin?
So what I'll do is let's pop that one on here just now. So if I take my guillotine, Ben, so if I press that in, let's take my guillotine, and then let's take a bit of black card, and just want to make sure my cardstock is straight. So if I take a little strip, and then what I'm going to do is just between each join, stick that little bit, and it just elevates it that little bit more.
I see, yeah.
I like doing that, and it's something that I usually do, but of course, I think it was just busy prepping that I never gave it a thought. So we're just chopping down any of that excess that we don't need, add in our glue, and then come along and just add some strips, thin strips of black card, which is optional, or you might want to do different colour card, but I always like to use black because, as I say, it kind of gives it that full stop. It's like, right, as Gordon Ramsay says, done.
Done.
And that's what I feel black card gives you. Gives you that Gordon Ramsay.
Done. Did you say not necessarily your dotty tape pen with these if you wanted to tack these down?
Oh no, you could do.
Yeah.
You could do. It's, if you see me using the dotty tape runner when I'm live on air, it's just because I'm conscious of time. At home, 9 times out of 10, Ben, I'll always use my tacky glue.
Yeah.
And just because I do have a little bit of time to spare on this demo, that I'm just coming along and using my tacky glue. It's just, it gives you that extra, for me it gives you that extra strength.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those that I also say time and time again, your glue dries into the fibres of your card. So I always find that it helps strengthen it.
And also, if you are someone perhaps who's not the best at sticking like me, it gives you a bit of time just in case you pop the thing down in the wrong place.
Yeah, gives you that wiggle room. Gives you that wiggle room. I'd always say, as much as I'm a big fan of foam pads and double-sided tape, which are instant. It gives you that instant stick. I would always say, if you're a beginner, start with something like your tacky glue and your glue gel for depth, because that gives you the wiggle room.
Well, yeah, Leanne does say that, wet glue on your foam pads, which is another good idea.
I completely agree. So obviously saying that, Leanne, you'll see me, I do it with things such as glitter card.
Yeah.
It is one of those, some may say, well, what's the point of using the two adhesives at once? And I get that when I use it with the glitter card and foam pads.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're a beginner, I would say use your... See, the thing is, doing it Leanne's way, which I do also do, you've still got that instant stick once you've pressed it down. Whereas with your tacky glue or your all-purpose glue and your glue gel, you've continuously got that wiggle room for a little bit longer. So try it, give it a shot, see which one and which adhesive you prefer. It's a bit like colouring. If you've not coloured in a creative crafting way, i.e. you've only done it, with the kiddies felt pens, I would always recommend watercolouring to start with, because you can then add colour if you need, and then you can take it away. Whereas alcohol colouring, yes, there is that element of being able to add, but because it's alcohol based, it's very, very hard to take away.
Yeah. I must just say, it popped into my head just now, but you get your Facebook memories.
Yeah.
Got one on my crafters page the other day of it was a craft along that you did and I joined in with you, and it was the first time, or not the first time actually, the best time that I coloured with the tri-blends.
Oh yeah.
And you sort of taught me, and ever since that I've remembered how to use them correctly. And I don't know if you probably don't remember it now, but it was a beautiful Christmas card that we made, and it was a creator card die with a robin on it.
Now I remember, yeah.
And I know I didn't. I should have shared it, shouldn't I? And rather than like paper piecing it, we coloured it in, and we took time colouring it all. And you took me through like step by step, which colour to apply next. And it flashed up, and I was like, did I do that card? And I obviously gave it away, which is a shame.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
If you're the person I sent it to,
yeah,
Jamie, give it back. No, just holler up. I don't know who I sent that one to, but yeah.
Talking about colouring, you won't see it just now. You'll need to wait just a little bit longer. But Nicola, who's in our ear, has coloured something with alcohol pens, and it looks absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. You will see it soonish.
Right.
But yeah.
What, in the coming weeks?
So we'll. Well, I'm not going to give time scale.
Okay.
Just say it will be some point relatively soon. Some point relatively soon. So look, little bit of a mess at the moment, but what we're going to do is we're going to come along with our black and our white, and this time I am going to do a drop shadow pulling down to the bottom right hand corner. I am going to use my dots for this only because my tacky glue is running out. So in the break, what I'll need to do is fill it up again.
Okay.
So let's take that, and the reason I'm doing this first is I'm just letting that remaining bit of glue just set before we trim around the edge, and that's when it'll really stand out. So we're going to go in with our border strip. So I'm going to come down that way. You can flatten your card first if you find it easier, just by manipulating it back on itself. So let's take that one into here. There we go. And then run that down. Maybe it's that way I need to go, because I want to see those strips. So I'm going to start, there we go. That's it, here. So we've got that drop shadow of the black, and then we're going to give that a really good press down. Now the top to bottom is 7 inches. So let's pop this underneath, and let's turn that around, and we're going to do 7 inches. Then, now you can do this on the guillotine, but there's something, for me, really satisfying about using our scissors
Yeah.
and cutting.
It looks satisfying to
So
do.
cut away at the base and then following all the way round. So down the side and then round at the other side, trimming that excess to neatening it up and then along the top and then turn it around. How cool and funky is
Yeah.
that? Cool
Love
and
it.
funky. So we can then layer that onto a bit of black, my best friend, apart from yourself, Ben. Black cardstock.
You like black? You like black card as much as me? Or is that more than me? You prefer the black card?
Do you like black card a lot?
Huh?
No, I'm not avoiding the question. I'm saying I didn't realise you like black card.
No, you said black card is your best friend alongside me, is what you
Yeah.
said. So I'm just saying, so I'm on a par with black card.
Oh, got you. Yeah. No, you know, the black card probably just pips you that little
Yeah.
bit more
Yeah.
to the post. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's bring. Of course, I love you more than black card.
Of course. Do you love me more than WWE?
No. No. I don't think there's
Many things.
anything or anyone. Maybe family. Better say family. Eh?
Oh yeah, cool. Blimey, you better say family.
Yeah. And if I had an other half, I would say them.
You'd have to,
But
yeah.
Other than that, oh yeah, and I do love Clemmy more than wrestling.
What?
Clemmy.
Oh yeah. Of course.
So yeah, apart from family, yeah,
yeah.
it's very
The dog's
little.
always got to be up there, isn't it?
Sorry.
The dog has always got to be
Always.
up
Oh,
there.
I love the dog more than I love some of my family members.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that. I get that.
100%. There's some family members I've not seen for ages, and I'm not really bothered. Whereas, not seeing Clemmy, I'm like, oh, I'm actually going home in a couple of weeks for a long weekend.
It's the greeting you'll get.
Oh, yeah.
I get it every single night when I get home. I might get like a grunt or a sort of groan from the other members of the family, but Molly, she's always...
Daddy's home.
She's always delighted. She's always there, looking out the window, because she hears me car coming down. She's always there, smiling her little head off, she is.
Yeah. They just want nothing but love, don't
That's
they?
it.
And food.
Yeah, and yeah.
A what?
And Molly, she just wants to play with all of her toys all the time.
Yeah, and as you say, when I open the gate to my mum and stepdad's house,
Yeah,
it makes that distinctive, cricket noise.
yeah.
And you hear her bark, and then she comes up to the glass panels at the front door.
I bet she goes crazy,
Starts
doesn't
barking,
she?
and then she twigs it's me.
Yeah.
And she just goes, absolutely. She'll run and grab a cuddly toy.
Yeah.
She'll spot it's me at the glass panels and then run back into the living room, into our toy box,
Yeah.
grab a cuddly toy, and it's always a specific cuddly toy.
Yeah.
She knows what one she wants to greet you with, and if she can't find it, it's like she'll just nudge all the toys out the way
Aww.
and then just gives you so much love. I can't wait for that.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
No, I think it's about 2 weeks' time. I'm at Hobbymaker on the Thursday, so it'll be a late night getting home, and then I'll get up early the Friday, hit the road, have the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then come back on the late Monday.
Nice long weekend.
So a
in
nice
Scotland.
long weekend to spend with the family. Clemmy.
I thought you were going to say to spend with Clemmy and maybe the family.
Better say family first.
Yeah.
Right, finishing this off, life is, and then I've got my die cut, which is beautiful. I'm going to see if I can then get just the remaining bit of glue out of here, only because it's a really, really detailed die cut that I'd be scared to use my dots and tear it. So let's take that one here.
I don't know which card Lisa P's chosen, but I think this is my favourite so far.
Do you like this one?
I really like it. I love the way that you've incorporated the dies to create the background and then used the strip to create that accent point as well. A lot of people saying that they're checking out now because of this demo, so there you go.
Awesome, thank you. Can you imagine how this would look with any of the other dyes as well.
Yeah,
Play and experiment,
that's it.
see what it looks like. But yeah, there was something about, I'm sure it was, well, I'm not sure, I'm sure it was inspiration from one of our Nicole's cards. Sure it was Nicole. And I thought, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Let's do that with my take. So there we go, we've got beautiful. And then stick these ones on, so let's go on with our foam pads. So that one can then go into here, just at the top.
Live.
And then that one, let's
Is-
bring in some thicker foam pads here.
What kind of dog is Clemmy, says Christine Duffy?
A cross between a lab and a poinsettia. No, that's poinsettia. That's
A pointer.
pointer. Yeah.
She's a pointador.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's,
no,
yeah.
that is what they're called.
Yeah.
Pointador.
That's what she's classed as, yeah.
Ah.
She is indeed. So you can see both breeds in her. She's just absolutely gorgeous. She really, really is. I can't wait to see her. But what I'm going to do here, Ben, I'm only put in just a couple of bits, because when we go to the break, I'll fill up my glue and pop this beautiful dye on properly. But there we go, he says.
Yeah.
Let's pop that on. Lift that up. Beautiful. And then there we go. 5.5 by 7.5. We've used our cans dye, created that strip background, section it off with black card. All the cards is from the Colour Your World, as well as that stamp, and then finished off with the border.
Nicola sent me a couple more poems. Do you want to do these for the break?
Yeah.
So that was the Cannes die. In Cannes, where the sun loves to shine, the stars walk a glamorous line. With films on display and parties that sway, it's a festival truly divine. And then, I mean, this is a poem and a half, this. Poetry in motion, courtesy of Nicola. In the realm where creativity flows, the stylish strip border dyes steal the show. With pathways so fine, they weave and they twine, transforming each project to glow. Cutting delicate lines with great ease, these dyes dance through cardstock like a breeze. From toppers to fronts, their charm truly stunts, bringing flair that will surely appease. The Bordeaux dye whispers intricate grace with edges that frame every space. Layer colours that pop makes your designs hop. In this crafting world, find your place. Dye cutting's finesse, a delicate art, outshines all the tools from the start. So gather your hues, let your visions diffuse, and watch as your creations depart.
Wow.
Poetry in motion there. Poetry in motion. Really love this card, says Cindy, and we've got some questions coming through. So I tell you what we will do is we will have a short break, and when we come back, we'll read more of your comments, we'll answer those questions as well, and then we will delve into what will be the final demo of the show. Don't forget, all the details are there, all the goodies are there, all the different bundles are there on the Shop the Show page. And whilst you are on our website, don't forget to check out all the various sales that we've got. Loads of great sales, so do have a little bit of a sneaky peek. But in the meantime, get to the checkouts and we'll meet you back here in 4.
Come in, check my emails, then lay the shows out in the studio, set pack shots up. Then I will get new polls, pick shows, solve any problems that need solving. We deal with other teams where we receive marketing suites, we receive boards. We pick samples to send to Hobbymaker. We pick samples to send to QVC. We will take the previous shows out of the studios, set the new shows up. We do floor manage occasionally, not all the time, making sure that the craft expert presenters have everything at hand that they need. Anything that they haven't got during shows, we will run about and get the products for them. Think on a morning when it's really quiet, I can get more done when there's nobody else in the building. Night owl. morning. Coffee on a morning, rest of the day. Savoury, normally lunchtime. Craft along. Mobile phone. Christina's chicken wrap. Barry White, you're my first, my last, my everything. Go home and make the tea.
Day to day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. Will always be coffee, and flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say, it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. Craft along every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. Kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. You're enjoying the show. Lovely to see that you're shopping for the showstopper as well. It's still an opportunity to pick that up. We're going to do one final demo with Craig. I can't believe we've only got 20 minutes left on the show. It's flown over. So let's go back to Craig for the final demo with a question.
Yes.
From Pat, who says, I love the layering of the delicate words, but I have such a hard time doing it, she says. I eventually have more glue on me or wind up tearing the words. So talking about the drop shadowing of delicate words, I suppose, of dyes in general, is there any suggestions or tips you can give to Pat to make that a little bit easier? I suppose less is more with the glue, is it?
It is, for sure, yeah. If you were using something like the adhesive spray or the double-sided adhesive sheets, things like that, I would say swap to a wet glue because, as we talked about, you've got that manoeuvrability. So what I would do is, for me, anything like that, I'll put glue onto the back and I'll dab it on the back of my hand. Now, obviously, if you can't do that with your skin, maybe your skin is sensitive or that, what you can always do is put a little pool onto your glass mat of your tacky glue and then dab your glue into that. Just dab some of the excess off at the side, so then you've just got a nice coverage of the glue and that's it. Definitely, when you're doing something like that, the best adhesive is a wet glue because you've got that manoeuvrability. But try doing it that way. If you can't tap it onto the back of your hands, because maybe your skin's a little bit sensitive, just onto your glass mat or a craft mat or something, and then dab the glue into that and take the excess off.
Righty-ho! Let's get into it then. Final demo, and then I will remind you of everything that you need at the end of the show. Just a reminder again, if you have just joined us, we are back tonight at 5 o'clock where we have got a craft along. It's all about the fall stencils and glitter pastes. If you want to see what you need for that craft along, if you've already got them, all the details are up on our socials, so you can join in, well, hopefully live later on. If not, that show will stay, of course, on Facebook and YouTube, so you can come back at a later date. All right, so the final of the 4 dies, isn't it?
Toulouse. What I've already done here is I've taken some of my floral creation dies, so 2 of the medium, layered them on top of each other, 2 small and 2 small, and just edged the edge of the flowers. That one there, I've used the Raspberry Ripple Duet ink pad round the side. These are from the Floral Creations as well. And then what I've done, because this is going to be a DL card or a slimline card, I've taken from the blush, being the plaid pad. And then my sentiment is from Age of Elegance. So I've gone in, now with the actual cardstock that we've got here, it's from the Fuchsia collection.
Okay.
So we're going to go in with that deep fuchsia colour. We're going to do the same as black, and then what I've got here is a strip of our white cardstock. It's about 1/4 of an inch in width, and that's then going to run down the centre of our panel that we're going to cut. So cutting it within the fuchsia cardstock, linen cardstock, remember it will still cut your Centura Peril, it will still cut all your different mediums that you've got at home, linen cardstock, other texture card as well. So give it a shot and see how it looks. So let's snip that off. If you are just joining us, you can elongate the die cut. There's no cutting edge at opposite end, which means you could just keep cutting and cutting. So once that's cut, set it to the side, cut it, and then just keep going and going and going. So that's where you could do wraps around the bottom of candles if you want to. You know, battery operated candles.
Yeah. Or
wick candles if you're using them for just decoration. I wouldn't, of course, burn them because it is paper.
Yes, bad idea.
But it's a bit like, you know, the one that you've got round at your side there, Ben. Maybe like a tube base, and then decorate that base. You can see there. Nice way of doing it. Fun way.
Yeah, it is.
And then the little crosses in the middle there, that's what I would class as selective paper piecing.
Oh, nice idea, yeah.
Just paper piecing little selective bits.
We have a question from the VIP seats.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, you see how you've got the bottom there and the wraparound? Oh, how do you attach the wraparound to the bottom?
So without actually seeing it or knowing it, what I would say is along the bottom. So when it hits that base, are we able to have a look at it again? So when it hits that base, what you'll probably find there, Ben, is there's probably about maybe another 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
And then what they've done is they've scored along, and then they've just done slit lines up to the top.
Right.
Folded them in, and then stuck it onto that base, and then they've taken a circle nesting die or that and stuck it inside just to stabilise it and
nice.
to make it a little bit neater. That's what I would say just by looking at it from on the screen in front of me.
Good question, producer Nicola.
Really good question. So for this one, I'm not doing the drop shadow down to the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to do what I done earlier, and that is I'm just going to then pull that to the side like that one. So I'm just making sure I've got that one the right way, which I have. So let's, again, only for speed, let's go in with our dots, and we're going to work our way all the way along with the dot detail, making sure it's got a nice coverage. And then this is where, dies like this is where your dotty tape runner comes into play, because the dots will only stick on the back of your cardstock.
Yeah.
If you have got intricate little bits, just be careful in the direction that you're putting the tape on. So what I mean by that is I wouldn't always go in great big strips in case I start to tear any little bits. You'll have seen there a moment ago, I was just doing little sections. So let's bring that in and do our drop shadow, but I'm pulling towards me.
Yeah.
So once we've lined that one up, what we're going to do is we're going to press that down. And then the diamonds down the centre, what we're doing is, let's go on with a cleaner bit. I'm going to once again go down with my tape, my dotty tape runner, but I'm only doing it on the back of where those diamonds are. And then I'm going to come along with my strip of white paper. And then we're going to press, that could be pattern paper, a nice little luxury bit of vellum. And then now we just see the white just popping through instead of the see-through elements. If I put that there, that's where it just shows off the white that little bit better.
Nice.
So let's come along with our card, and I'm going to then let's take my straight tape runner for this. So I would never use my dots for mats and layers, Ben.
No.
Although it's the same adhesive, you just wouldn't want to waste it because the dots are best for your intricate pieces.
If that's all you had, though, you could,
Oh,
right?
of course you could.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course you could. But, yeah, we tend not to.
Pat says, thank you for the tip about the drop shadowing. She says, I do use the wet glue more, but I will tap it on my hand, she says.
Yeah, give that a shot.
Susan says, good morning, Ben and Craig. Nearly missed you. You just caught us right at the end there. And Cindy says, I love how Craig tells us what collections he is using in his make so that we can go and find it easily. Yeah, but he's very thorough, is our Craig, and wherever you can, you will, won't you, mister?
Absolutely, yeah. And the thing is, the reason being, I have no problem anyone messaging me on social to ask where was such and such from.
Yeah.
But to save you guys a little bit of time, so that you're not having to, of course, spend your time messaging and waiting for me to respond, if I can give you as much detail. The thing is, Ben, at home, I'm pulling the collections out. I may as well write them on a bit of paper to let you know where I have taken it from. So we're going to then pop that just down this side. And what we're going to do is let's take my foam on a roll again, and I'm going to pop that down the centre, like so. So yeah, if I can, I will always when I say I can, I'd like to think I'm quite good. I do it with pretty much most of them. As I say, I'm taking it out my storage boxes at home. I'm using them. So I have a little notepad at the side of me, and I just jot them down so that I can let you know. A bit like the measurements.
Yeah.
I know you'll always message asking for the measurements, so I will always aim to give you the measurements. So let's pop our tape on. I'm just going to go and use my tape only because it's easier than using my tape runners because I've got that uneven surface now. And also at home, when I've got that little bit more time, I'll always use my tissue tape.
Yeah.
It's what I started with. The very first crafting products I bought consisted of double-sided tissue tape, and I still use it to this day. Still always my go-to.
Was your first, your last, your everything?
Yeah, it really is. Right, let's pop that into here.
How many years have you been demonstrating here? We were chatting about our like anniversaries the other day off air, and we couldn't remember how long you've been here.
So I've been here.
Is it 6?
No, it'll be coming up for. Oh gosh, it'll be coming up. I'm in my 7th year now.
Right.
Or yeah, I'm just coming up to 8 years in January.
Wow.
And I have been here as I'd moved here just over 7 years, yeah.
But you've been demonstrating nearly 8 years?
Yes.
Wowee.
Yeah, for Crafter's Companion.
Yeah.
I have indeed.
So you started demonstrating the same time I started presenting in craft. Because I started in 2016 in craft.
Did you?
Up until that point, I was just doing normal shopping TV.
Right.
Normal shopping TV and radio. But then started, as a craft presenter in 2016, which was the same as you.
I'm at 8 years.
I don't know. You just said you were.
Oh, now I'm questioning myself.
It seems so weird if it is 8 years that our paths never crossed until literally about 6 months before I came here.
Yeah, maybe it's not then.
Well, I don't know.
You should.
Sorry. Producer Nicholas has gone, call yourself a bestie.
I'll need to double check. If it's not 7, it's 6.
Right.
It's not any less than that.
Long enough.
Long enough. No one's sick of me yet. I.e. you guys at home. I'm not talking about you guys here. You guys are sick of me.
No. Me, maybe. But never... Oh, Nicola, all right. Yeah. They tell me they're sick of me, which is fine. I'm sick of me, to be honest. 5 days a week, every show. God, dear. Dear, oh dear. Imagine if it was 7 days a week. Oh.
Could you imagine?
Oh, dear.
You didn't see that email then, did you?
Oh, no, I'll probably read that after the show. The candle was a neat idea, says Janelle. Gives me a new idea for decorating candles, and I love the effect of the candles, says Carol. That might be a really good present. As I said earlier, the fact that you can extend these as well. I love the idea of using that, like the candy, which is the one that looks like candy cane. That
was my favourite one, wasn't it?
I think that would look great around like the perimeter of a Christmas cake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can extend
really
as big as you want to go.
I love that idea as well, round the base or round a gift wrapping. Yeah. That's a nice idea. Really good idea. Yeah, there really is many ways in which you can use them.
They're super versatile. And as if you've shown, actually, you did it in one card, actually. They can be the kind of background artist, if you like.
Yeah.
But here, they can be like the foreground, main sort of focal point. So they're very versatile in that regard as well.
Yeah, they are. Really, really are. And we say it quite a lot, Ben, but it is about playing.
Yeah.
Just have a play.
I definitely think your tip of like drop shadowing helps to make these stand out even more.
That completely, completely. You know, if you can spend just that little moment or two doing the drop shadow, then I would highly recommend that you do it, because it does make it stand out that little bit more with doing that drop shadow. And then we can see that, do you know something? Although I've got my sentiment, Ben, I'm going to leave this sentiment-less.
Okay.
Because I like the look that you can then potentially just give it to someone for whatever reason. So I will show you, and I'll kind of change the direction ever so slightly. So we've gone and elongated it within that one, and then this one, I've kind of bunched it up just in the middle, keeping it clean, keeping it crisp, but we've got that one there that we have created. I've also, what did I do? Where's?
Oh, the rainbow one. Lisa P's coming and taking it already, I think.
Have I?
Where has it gone?
Where has it gone? Oh, here it is. I put it away with the samples. So here we go. So these are the 4 that we've done in this show here.
They are all very different, actually. Which is your favourite home? Not an official vote, but just sort of let us know. I think my personal favourite is the rainbow one. I think I like that particularly for the fact that it's sort of been used in different ways on that card. So that's can. What's your personal favourite, Craig? Which are you most proud of? Having said that, number 2 is really nice. Yeah, with the honeysuckle.
Yeah. I do like the colourful one.
Yeah.
But then I do like that one as well. It's big and it's bold, but you've got the die cut plus that kind of embossed look to it.
Nicola? Nicola's going to go with number 2.
Okay.
Jamie? The rainbow. No, Nicola's going for number 2, which is the honeysuckle, and you like the rainbow. So there's 2. Yeah, so I'd say those 2 are the favourites in the studio. They are all absolutely equally lovely, but yeah, let us know in the comments which you like best. As I say, it's not an official vote, but just be interested to know. We are almost out of time. Let me just very quickly remind you of all the designs again, and remind you of the sort of bundles that you can go for. Everything is available individually. That's the first thing to say. So if you perhaps just want to recreate one of Craig's projects in the show, then you can go for these as individuals. If you don't want all of the extras in the showstopper, you can also just buy those strip border dies as a bundle on its own. But the cards are as the dies are as follows. Toulouse is your first one. Toulouse is the one that Craig has just used in that last project with the blush pad and the florals. So that is Toulouse. There you go. The next one is Cannes. So Cannes is the one which Craig used with the rainbow card just there. Next is Bordeaux, which is the one he used to create the honeysuckle project. And last but by no means least, Marcel was the one that Craig used in the first project. The first
Sorry,
project.
I'm just getting organised for my craft along.
No, it's fine. So there you go. So you can see which one is which. The showstopper is, come this way. Come with me and you'll see a world of craft imagination. It's your Centura Pearl in the pastels. So this is a 40 sheet collection, 310 GSM, beautiful pearl finish to these, and you get the 5 different colours. 8 sheets of each, which gives you your, I don't know why I'm showing it over there, you're there, your 40 sheets in total. So you pay for that alongside the dies. You're then going to pay for the glue tape pen. So that's that one there. The original design, if you like, and it comes with 22 meters, 72 feet of stick. That's where you stop paying, and then for free we give you the dotty tape pen. You know, again, a great option this to work in with the intricate details of the die cuts you're going to get. Of course, you can use your wet glues as well, as Craig's been doing. You're going to get your seam binding ribbon from the Kingfisher collection and those tricolour markers to go with them as well. So you get the 3 colours of pen, but you get 3 colours per pen, so it's actually 9 colours in total. And as I say, once you bring your water into play there, you've got all the different gradients of colour as far as those colours themselves are concerned. Then you can mix the colour up as well. $36.78 or $49.58 is the price. And if you do go for the showstopper, don't forget you have got the added option of getting the bonus buy, which is the Shimmer Watercolour Palette 2-piece collection, Moonbeam and Sunbeam. Wow, wow-wee. My favourite across these two is the Moonbeam. That's going to lay down as beautiful on the dark cardstock as it does on the lighter cardstock. Your Sunbeam going to work better for you on your lighter cardstock. But listen, that price of £38.40 or $46.40 is halved when you go for the showstopper. They must be in the same basket. Showstopper watercolour collection becomes £19.20 or $23.20 if you are a platinum member. Thank you, everyone. They're all gorgeous, says Carol G, talking about Craig's makes. Pat says, I think my favourite is the rainbow one. It's so cheery looking. It's a very smiley card, isn't it? Very smiley. And a lot of you saying that that one's your favourite. And Janelle says, this collection has hopped right into my cart. It always amazes me how that happens. It's a crazy place here. It is a crazy place. We've got more inspiration and ideas coming your way for you at 5 o'clock tonight. So that's midday Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's craft along time. You can see everything that you need for the craft along over on the socials. But I hear you cry, what are we going to make?
Rightio. This is what we're going to be making here. So we're going to use our pumpkin dye from Pumpkin Spice to create an aperture. In the middle, we're going to do a little bit of inking and then use the bats, and we're going to use black pigment ink, and then we're going to use the glitter paste within the middle there with the pumpkin, and we'll do a little bit of heat embossing with the black as well.
So join us later on. For that, we shall very much look forward to your company. As always, do holler up and let us know if you are crafting along live, because we love to know. But the show will stay live, of course, on Facebook and YouTube, so you can come back to it at a later date. And don't forget, tune in tonight anyway, because A, it's going to be inspirational, and B, you can win prizes. We're celebrating National Random Acts of Poetry Day, so we will be after your poems. Please, best ones stand a chance of winning a prize. What will that prize be? You'll have to tune in tonight to find out. But until then, check out your baskets, and from us,
Toodle!